Imagine holding a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that its value could change your life in an instant. Today, we uncover the secrets behind one of America's most coveted treasures, the 1996 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny error, a coin that currently commands an astonishing market value of $984,000. Yes, nearly $1 million resting quietly in your pocket, or perhaps tucked away in a dusty old jar at the back of your drawer. What would it feel like to stumble upon that kind of fortune? Excitement, disbelief, maybe even a hint of fear, knowing that the next moment could transform your financial reality. But let's pause for a second before your mind starts racing, wondering if this is just another get-rich-quick story. Imagine this: a coin no bigger than your thumbnail holds within it a tale of precision, accident, and unmatched rarity. The 1996 D Lincoln cent isn't just a coin, it's a whisper of history and a bold statement of luck. Every scratch, every minting anomaly, every imperfection adds to its value. Think about it: while ordinary pennies jingle unnoticed in pockets, this coin stands as a golden key to a world where collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are willing to pay almost $1 million for one single piece. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. This isn't a story about luck alone, it's about opportunity. The 1996 D penny error emerged from a very specific alignment of chance and craftsmanship at the Denver Mint. Only a handful exist in the entire United States, and each is meticulously examined, graded, and sought after by the wealthiest collectors. The sheer scarcity creates a perfect storm of demand, making this coin not just valuable, but irresistible to those who know its power. Now, picture this: while many dismiss old pennies as trivial, a discerning eye can spot the difference between ordinary metal and nearly $1 million legacy. Now, you might be thinking, a penny? Really? And yes, it's easy to laugh. Imagine your neighbor seeing you wave a coin around and thinking you've lost your mind. But this laugh is exactly the pattern interrupt you need to grasp the magnitude of what we're talking about. Because in this world, perception is everything. While most see a humble penny, the most astute collectors see a rare gem, a tangible investment, a chance to secure wealth that others can only dream of. That's the thrill, the fear of missing out, and the excitement that keeps these coins flying off collectors' tables at jaw-dropping prices. Every detail matters: the D-Mint mark, the exact year, the error in the strike. These nuances are what create a coin of such immense value. The market recognizes them instantly, and those who understand their significance know this is not a coin to sit on indefinitely, it's a currency of opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime asset. Imagine selling one, or even holding on to it as it appreciates over decades. The numbers alone tell a story: demand is skyrocketing, prices are climbing, and the window to own one is shrinking every day. For the savvy collector, the stakes are thrilling, and the reward is unmatched. But let's not forget the human side of this treasure hunt. Behind every coin is a story. Perhaps it spent years lost in a desk drawer, untouched, waiting for someone to realize its potential. The thrill comes not just from the coin itself, but from uncovering it, recognizing its value, and holding a piece of history in your hand. It's a visceral experience that evokes a mix of awe, urgency, and inspiration. Imagine the moment you discover that coin you've been casually passing over. Suddenly, it's not just a penny anymore, it's a life-changing opportunity. And here's the final truth: the 1996 D Lincoln penny error isn't just rare, it's in extremely high demand. Every serious collector, every high-net-worth investor, is aware of its existence. Those who own it are coveted, those who seek it are relentless. The market doesn't lie: scarcity plus historical significance equals extraordinary value. Owning one is not merely a transaction, it's a statement, a legacy, and a rare chance to participate in a story that will be remembered long after the ordinary pennies have faded into obscurity. So, the next time you glance at a dusty jar of coins or sift through a drawer of loose change, remember this: in that ordinary-looking penny might lie an extraordinary fortune. And the 1996 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent isn't waiting forever. Its story is still being written, and its next chapter could be yours. Don't underestimate what sits quietly in the everyday; it might just be your ticket to a nearly $1 million revelation. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, a coin so rare that collectors around the world would pay nearly $1 million to own it. Now, what if I told you that this treasure could be sitting quietly in your drawer, overlooked and underestimated? Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1965 Lincoln 1 cent penny, a coin that carries no mint mark and an extraordinary story of rarity and value. Yes, a coin from 1965, something most people pass off as everyday change, is actually commanding jaw-dropping prices today, with the current market value soaring to $987,000 now. Before you dismiss this as just another collector's fantasy, let's pause for a moment. Think about the last time you found money in an old jacket pocket. Feels good, doesn't it? Now, multiply that feeling by hundreds of thousands. That's the kind of excitement we're talking about here. The 1965 Lincoln penny is unique because it was minted during a pivotal moment in U.S. coin history. The absence of a mint mark is not an accident, it's a signal that this penny comes from a very limited production run. Most pennies from that era carry a D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco, but the ones without any mark are a rare breed. Imagine the odds of stumbling upon one of these in your change jar. It's like finding a tiny golden ticket hidden among ordinary candy. Collectors are drawn not just to its rarity but to its story. Coins, unlike stocks or real estate, are tangible pieces of history. Holding a 1965 no-mint mark penny is like touching a whisper from the past, connecting you to a time when America was changing, growing, and facing new opportunities. And here's the kicker: demand is surging. Investors and passionate collectors alike are circling this coin like hawks because they know scarcity drives value, and with only a handful known to exist in top condition, competition is fierce. Let's pause here. Have you ever wondered why some coins skyrocket in value while others remain pocket change? It's not magic. It's psychology, history, and timing converging. And this coin has all three in abundance. Now, here's where most people make a critical mistake: they underestimate what they hold. That old penny in your collection, or even one passed down from a family member, could be a financial game changer. Imagine receiving a call from a buyer willing to pay close to $1 million for something that has been sitting quietly for decades. That's the reality for owners of the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and here's the exciting part: this isn't a slow, hypothetical opportunity. The market is moving fast. Serious collectors are bidding aggressively, and every day that passes without a sale could be another missed chance. But if you act now, if you educate yourself and verify the authenticity of your coin, you could unlock life-changing value. So, what should you do next? First, don't panic, but do act decisively. Get your penny authenticated by a trusted grading service. Preserve its condition. And then, connect with the community of high-net-worth collectors who understand the significance of such a rare coin. Think of it as opening the door to a world where history, prestige, and financial opportunity intersect. Remember, every rare coin carries a story, but few carry the promise of nearly $1 million. The 1965 Lincoln no-mint mark penny isn't just a coin, it's a golden opportunity waiting to be claimed. Don't let it slip away. The moment to discover its true potential is now. Imagine holding in your hand a simple penny, something you've walked past thousands of times, barely noticing, maybe even stepped on. Now, imagine that this unassuming coin could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. One tiny 1973 D Lincoln cent, with a rare mint mark error, has recently captivated the rare coin market, with collectors and investors alike clamoring to get their hands on it. The question isn't if this coin is valuable, it's if you will recognize the opportunity before someone else snatches it from under your nose. And trust me, opportunities like this vanish faster than your morning coffee on a Monday. You might be thinking, a penny? Really? Well, that's exactly what makes this coin extraordinary. Most people dismiss pennies as trivial, but history has a funny way of rewarding those who see value where others see none. And that's exactly what happened with the 1973 D Lincoln cent mint mark error. This coin isn't just rare, it's a piece of history that whispers wealth, prestige, and untold stories from decades past. Now, let's dive deeper. In 1973, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents. But within that massive run, a handful of coins emerged with a mint mark anomaly so precise, so subtle, that it fooled even seasoned collectors for years. A mint mark, seemingly small, a letter or an indentation, became a key to unlocking unimaginable value. It's a phenomenon collectors call high-demand rarity, and this penny embodies it perfectly. Picture yourself at an estate sale, sifting through a box of old coins, when you stumble across this gem. Your pulse quickens. Your mind races. Could this simple penny, tucked away for decades, actually be worth $967,000? The excitement is almost unbearable. And here's the twist: most people will toss it aside, thinking it's just a shiny relic. That's fear of missing out, And you, my friend, have the chance to act differently, and here's a pattern interrupt for you. Isn't it funny how something you've ignored for years, like that dusty penny in your drawer, could suddenly be more valuable than your neighbor's flashy sports car? But that's exactly the world of rare coins, a world where patience, knowledge, and vision turn everyday objects into treasures. Collectors and investors across the country are in a race to acquire coins like the 1973 D Lincoln cent. Auctions are fierce. Prices are soaring. And the ones who hesitate? They watch as others capture the opportunity they ignored. There's a lesson here: wealth favors the proactive, the vigilant, and the bold. And in the world of rare coins, the clock is always ticking. So, why is this coin commanding such astronomical prices? Because supply is limited, demand is soaring, and the story behind it is unparalleled. Owning a 1973 D Lincoln cent error isn't just about money, it's about legacy. Imagine presenting it at a collection, in an auction, or even as an investment piece. The coin tells a story of rarity, precision, and historical significance. And let's be honest, opportunities like this don't linger. Every second, someone else could be taking a step toward securing a piece of this fortune. Now, here's where the urgency comes in. The market is moving fast. $1 million valuations are no longer a dream, they're happening right now, and only a few lucky individuals will be able to claim a piece of this rare treasure. The 1973 D Lincoln cent isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to a lifestyle of prestige, influence, and historical significance. Can you afford to let it slip through your fingers? Before you close this video, remember this: fortune doesn't favor the timid. It favors the informed, the attentive, and the courageous. That dusty penny in your drawer could very well be your ticket to nearly $1 million. And the question remains, will you recognize it in time? Imagine holding in your hand a tiny coin that could change your life forever. A simple Lincoln 1-cent penny, minted in 1976, yet hiding a secret so rare, so astonishing, that collectors would pay nearly $1 million to possess it. Yes, you heard that right, $985,000. Not in a museum, not in someone's collection that never sees the light of day, but potentially in your own pocket. Now, before you dismiss this as just another old coin, consider this: most people pass by these pennies every day, never realizing they are brushing past hidden fortunes. And that is the very essence of opportunity. This isn't just about a coin, this is about unlocking a life-changing moment hidden in plain sight. Let me take you back to 1976, America's bicentennial year. The Lincoln cent, normally stamped with either a D4 Denver or a S4 San Francisco, occasionally emerged from Philadelphia without any mint mark at all. A simple omission, a minuscule manufacturing quirk, but in the world of coin collecting, this tiny error has become the golden ticket. Now, imagine walking into your attic, sifting through decades of change, and stumbling upon a penny without a mint mark. Your heartbeat quickens. Could this be the one? Suddenly, a mundane moment becomes electric. And here's the kicker: there aren't hundreds of these. There are whispers of them in the collecting world, scarce and highly sought after, making each discovery a potential jackpot. Now, I know what you're thinking: surely, that's just hype, right? But let me ask you this: would you rather be the person who scoffs at opportunity, or the one who seizes it while the world sleeps? You see, coins like the 1976 no mint mark penny have the power to make ordinary people extraordinary. One discovery, one carefully authenticated coin, and you could be stepping into a circle of collectors, investors, and millionaires who recognize the true value of rarity. And here's a fun thought: next time someone complains about finding a penny on the street, you can tell them, you never know, it could be worth a small fortune. And they'll laugh. But deep down, they'll wonder if they just missed their own life-changing moment. Here's the truth: these coins are not just collectibles, they're liquid assets, tangible wealth, and symbols of foresight. In today's market, a 1976 no mint mark Lincoln penny is valued at $985,000. That's not a typo. Nearly $1 million for what most would call a humble cent. And let's not forget, every day that passes, the rarity grows as more coins disappear into collections, vaults, or simply vanish from circulation. The opportunity doesn't wait for anyone. Those who act swiftly, who recognize the potential, are the ones who transform ordinary moments into extraordinary fortunes. So, I challenge you: look through your change, inspect those old jars of pennies, and imagine the life you could create with just one perfect find. The thrill of discovery, the joy of owning something so rare, and the undeniable financial freedom that comes with it, these are within your reach. But remember, hesitation could cost you a fortune. In the world of rare coins, the clock is always ticking, and the next life-changing find could slip through your fingers if you're not ready. The 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than metal, it's a story, a legacy, and potentially the key to your financial breakthrough. Will you be the one who discovers it, or will you be the one who watches someone else's dream come true? The choice is yours, and the moment is now. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so rare, so extraordinarily valuable, that it could change your financial future in an instant. Now, picture this, a 1994 Lincoln cent, but something is different. No mint mark. Not a speck, not a tiny letter. Just pure rarity staring back at you. Most people would glance and see just another penny, tossed carelessly into a jar or forgotten in a drawer. But for those who know, this is a treasure worth $978,000 today. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million in a coin smaller than your thumb. You might be asking yourself, how can a single penny be worth that much? Well, the answer lies in a fascinating twist of history and human oversight. You see, in 1994, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents across its Philadelphia and Denver facilities. Most were stamped with the expected mint mark, a tiny letter revealing their birthplace. But a small number slipped through with no mint mark at all, creating an extremely limited and highly sought-after error that collectors are practically salivating over. And now, let me ask you, how many pennies do you really notice? Most of us think of them as insignificant. But what if I told you that the very coin you've ignored for decades could be the key to unlocking life-changing wealth? That's the power of knowing where to look and understanding the hidden treasures that others overlook. Here's the exciting part. These 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln cents aren't just rare, they're in astronomical demand. Collectors and investors are hunting for them like modern-day treasure seekers, and the market doesn't lie. Every verified sale inches closer to that mind-blowing $978,000 valuation. And this isn't just theory, these coins are being traded privately and at auctions where the stakes are nothing short of intense. Now, let's pause for a second. Imagine someone finds this coin in their pocket change tomorrow, and you? You might be holding the exact same coin right now without even knowing it. Funny how life works, sometimes your fortune is literally lying at your feet. Are you going to let it slip past? The fear of missing out is real, and in the rare coin world, hesitation can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's a little secret, not all coins are created equal. Condition, grading, and authenticity can elevate a simple penny into a near-priceless gem. That's why professional certification isn't just recommended, it's essential. Skip it, and you risk losing credibility, or worse, losing out on the full potential of your find. This is where it gets personal. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into the mindset of the savvy investor, the treasure hunter who sees opportunity where others see everyday objects. The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln cent represents more than money. It represents knowledge, foresight, and the courage to act before the opportunity disappears. Picture yourself at an auction, holding that coin, feeling the collective awe of every collector in the room, knowing you possess something extraordinary. That excitement, that thrill, is what rare coin collectors live for, and it's available to anyone willing to look carefully and act decisively. So, here's the takeaway: if you've got coins tucked away, now is the moment to examine them closely. One overlooked penny could be your gateway to unimaginable wealth. Don't let fear or skepticism stop you. The market is waiting. Collectors are hungry. And opportunities like this don't knock twice. Remember, it's not just a coin, it's a life-altering treasure. The question is, will you recognize it when it's staring right at you? And one last thought before you go: next time you pick up a penny, don't just toss it in your pocket. Look at it closely. Laugh if you like, maybe it's just a penny. But maybe, it's a nearly $1 million secret waiting for you to claim it. If you want, I can also timestamp this script for a full 10-minute narration, adding natural pauses, rhetorical questions, and voice cues so it flows perfectly for a faceless video. This ensures the pacing keeps viewers hooked from start to finish. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so rare, so extraordinarily unique, that its value could change your life forever. Not a stock tip, not a hidden real estate deal, but a single, unassuming 2007 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it looks like any penny you've ever seen. But hidden within its details is a remarkable minting error, one so rare that collectors today are willing to pay close to $952,000 to own it. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a single penny. You might be wondering, how could something so small hold such immense value? That's exactly what makes this story worth your attention. But beware, these pennies aren't just rare, they're vanishing fast, and missing out could be the one decision you regret for the rest of your life. Let's delve into what makes this 2007 D penny extraordinary. Unlike ordinary pennies minted by the US Mint, this one carries a distinct error that separates it from the millions produced. Experts describe it as a combination of misalignment and striking anomalies that occurred during production, an error that collectors call the holy grail of modern pennies. Now, here's a thought: if you've ever walked past a coin on the street and thought, meh, just a penny, what if that very coin you tossed into your pocket held the potential to make you nearly $1 million? Funny to imagine, isn't it? Life has a peculiar way of hiding opportunities in plain sight, and this penny is a perfect example. What really amplifies the allure is its scarcity. Only a handful of these error pennies have been verified, and each one sold has commanded jaw-dropping prices at auctions and private sales. And here's the kicker: most people aren't even aware they're sitting on gold. Ordinary wallets, drawers, and collections across the country are quietly hiding these rare coins, waiting for someone with the knowledge and insight to recognize them. It's a high-stakes treasure hunt, and the clock is ticking. Here's where reality bites and excites. The market for rare coin collectors has never been more competitive. Enthusiasts, investors, and wealthy collectors are constantly on the lookout for the next big discovery, willing to pay astronomical sums for coins that others might overlook. A single 2007 D Lincoln penny with the right mint error is no longer just a curiosity, it's a high-demand asset, a status symbol, and a once-in-a-lifetime investment. Imagine being the person who discovers one in their collection: the thrill, the adrenaline, the instant recognition in the collector's world. Exciting, isn't it? And let's pause for a moment. How many times in life do you encounter a chance that's truly one in a million? Not every opportunity knocks twice. Every day you wait, another coin could vanish into a private collection, never to surface again. Fear of missing out is real, and in this case, it could cost you nearly $1 million. But here's the beautiful part: with the right awareness, this rare penny could be yours, and that knowledge alone puts you ahead of millions. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or someone rediscovering old coins in their attic, the 2007 D Lincoln penny is more than a coin, it's a story of rare luck, timing, and undeniable value. As you reflect on this, remember, rare coins like this are more than metal, they're history, their art, their investment, and their power. Imagine holding a piece of history in your hand while knowing its value could change your life. That sense of urgency, excitement, and discovery is exactly why collectors will stop at nothing to acquire these pennies. And today, you're part of that story, gaining the insight to recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary. So, next time you glance at a coin, don't dismiss it. That small, copper disc could be the key to a life-changing opportunity, an opportunity so rare, it could be yours for the taking. Imagine holding a coin so rare that it could change your life forever. A coin that has quietly sat in a drawer, unnoticed for decades, but today, it could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, I'm talking about the 1968 S Lincoln 1-cent penny with a mint mark error, a treasure that collectors are willing to pay $963,000 for right now. You might be sitting there thinking, a penny? Really? And that's exactly why most people miss the opportunity of a lifetime. But not you. Today, you're going to discover why this little piece of copper is causing a storm in the rare coin market. And trust me, missing out on this could be the biggest regret of your collector's journey. And now, before we dive in, let me ask you, have you ever held something in your hand and realized it could be more valuable than your car? More valuable than your savings account? That's the thrill of rare coins, and the 1968 S Lincoln penny is one of the crown jewels. The story of the 1968 S Lincoln penny error begins in the heart of the San Francisco Mint. During production, a handful of coins were struck with anomalies in the mint mark, a tiny detail that makes all the difference between a collectible worth a few cents and a life-changing fortune. Imagine a single, almost invisible S mint mark doubling or appearing faintly displaced. For the untrained eye, it's just another penny. For collectors and investors, it's a golden ticket. And now, here's where it gets exciting. The coin's rarity isn't just about age, it's about demand. There are fewer of these error pennies in circulation than there are days in a lifetime. Every auction that features one ends in a frenzy, with bids skyrocketing far beyond expectations. And yes, people are paying nearly $1 million to secure one. Think about that for a moment. A coin you might have ignored in your pocket change is now one of the most sought-after items in the United States, but let's pause here and address the fear, because fear is a powerful motivator. Imagine finding this coin decades ago and selling it for a mere few dollars. The regret would haunt you every time you walked past a coin shop. That's why timing is everything. The market is hotter than ever, and collectors who act now are the ones walking away with life-changing profits. And let me add a little humor here. Yes, it's a penny, not a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but close enough if you know what you're holding. Sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest value. And in the world of rare coins, that is the rule, not the exception. So, what does this mean for you? First, if you own a 1968 S Lincoln penny, now is the time to examine it closely. Every detail matters: the placement of the S, the strike quality, the condition. This coin is in incredibly high demand, and collectors aren't just looking for coins, they're hunting for history, rarity, and the thrill of owning something no one else can. The truth is, coins like these don't sit on shelves for long. Once they appear at auctions or in private sales, the competition is fierce. And let's face it, watching a coin like this sell for nearly $1 million while you hesitated? That's a moment of regret you don't want to experience. But the excitement of selling the right coin at the right time? That's a story you'll be proud to tell. As you hold that penny in your hand, realize this: you're not just holding copper and metal, you're holding potential. You're holding a key that could unlock extraordinary wealth and prestige in the world of collectors. The 1968 S Lincoln penny isn't just rare, it's a symbol of opportunity, timing, and knowing value when you see it. And in today's market, that knowledge isn't just powerful, it's priceless. So look closely, act swiftly, and don't let the opportunity pass you by. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold, the observant, and the patient. And today, that bold collector could very well be you. If you want, I can also create a second version optimized with built-in pattern interrupts, humor cues, and timing suggestions for a full 10-minute pacing, so it keeps viewers glued from start to finish. It would include mini cliffhangers and transitions to maximize engagement. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hand, a coin that the US Mint thought was just another penny, yet it quietly hides a secret worth nearly $1 million today. Yes, you heard that right, a 1967 Lincoln 1 cent, without a mint mark, could be your golden ticket into the rare coin elite. Now, before you shrug and toss that spare change into your jar, pause for a moment. What if I told you that this coin, overlooked by millions for decades, is now one of the most coveted errors in American numismatics? And here's the kicker: very few collectors even know it exists. Feeling that rush yet? Good. That's the excitement of potentially holding unimaginable wealth, right in your palm. You might be thinking, a penny? Really? And yes, it's funny, isn't it? The very coin that most of us step over on the sidewalk could be the same one worth $975,000 today. That humor masks a profound truth: opportunity hides where we least expect it, and in the world of rare coins, timing and knowledge are everything. This is where the story of the 1967 no mint mark Lincoln cent begins. Let's rewind to 1967. America was in a time of change, and so was the US Mint. Most Lincoln pennies from this year were minted in Philadelphia and normally bore a small D for Denver, but a handful slipped through without any mark at all. What caused this anomaly? Was it human error, a machine glitch, or just pure luck? The truth is, no one can say for certain, and that's precisely why collectors go wild over this coin. Imagine owning a coin so rare that every glance at it sparks a mix of pride and disbelief. Think about the fear of missing out as auctions quietly close, with bidders quietly battling over the chance to add this jewel to their collection. It's not just a penny. It's a story, a legacy, and for the right person, a ticket into a realm of prestige and wealth that most will never touch. And here's a question to reset your attention: when was the last time you saw something ordinary transform into the extraordinary? That's exactly what the 1967 no mint mark penny does. It's a tiny, gleaming reminder that fortune favors the observant, the patient, and those who dare to believe in hidden treasures. And now, let's talk numbers, because this is where hearts start racing. The current market value? an astonishing $975,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a coin smaller than your thumb. And the demand? Insatiable. Collectors across the country are desperate to get their hands on one, and each auction only proves the rarity further. This is not a slow-growing investment, it's a high-stakes, highly coveted treasure, and the window of opportunity narrows every day. You might be holding a piece of history without even realizing it. That jar of pennies on your dresser or the coins forgotten in your wallet could contain the very coin that changes your financial story forever. And here's the urgency: as collectors hunt, prices rise, and availability shrinks. Hesitation isn't just costly, it could mean missing out entirely. So, if you or someone you know has a 1967 penny without a mint mark, now is the time to act. And remember, this isn't just about money. It's about legacy. About owning a piece of Americana so rare, so extraordinary, it commands respect and admiration. It's the thrill of discovery, the excitement of the hunt, and the undeniable satisfaction of knowing you possess something the world cannot easily replace. So, as you